Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Traders Club. Today is 1st of September, so first day of the month. STI closed up, right? But as you can see on the chart, right, basically they're still at the resistance. So as you can see, we've been basically testing the 2050 MA, in fact, the moving average resistances, yeah, for almost a month already. Okay, so in the near term, definitely this trend is still on the downwards momentum, right? So the horizontal support, as we mentioned over the several months, is around 2475. That's the horizontal support that was created by this gap up, right? And tested several times as recent as the beginning of August, right? So this horizontal support must hold, right, for any chance of the uptrend to be able to return. Yeah, but as far as now is concerned, it's still pretty much on the downtrend. So most of the blue chips are basically not doing well. Yeah, so STI has 30 component stock. Yeah, so basically they're not doing as well. Okay, but again, unless you're trading the index itself, right? So we should avoid buying STI as of now. Okay, but there are other stocks that you could look at. So basically, we always visit those stocks that has the trading signal. Yeah, so we always look out for stocks that's on the uptrend, stocks that are at the support, and stocks that has the signal. Yeah, so case in point, first example or first opportunity that we're going to discuss is Bumitama. All right, so yeah, Bumitama. Pretty much near to a penny counter status, right, around 50 cents. Previously, it's even way below 50 cents, right? Used to be much higher price. Okay, but any case, looking at it, as you can see, it turns uptrend back then in May, right? The 20 MA begin to go above the 50 MA. Yeah, subsequently, there were several trading opportunities, right? Because as it pulls back to the 20 and 50 MA support, yeah, you can look out for MACD 481 green. Yeah, so the few times that it happened, yeah. All right. So of course now today, right, happens again, right? So if you just zoom into where we are today, okay. So uptrend 20 MA above 50 MA. The price has been testing the support of the 20 MA since the 26th of August. Yeah. So it's been testing, but it's not talked about yet because there is no green. Right, so MACD have been showing multiple consecutive rates. Yeah, but for it to be a valid signal, we are looking for a MACD to turn green. That would suggest that the price momentum has now turned back to up. Okay, now so the last step to look out for will be the entry price. Okay, so entry price. Yeah, so that means you got to wait for the price to wait for the stock to trade to that price before you take the trade. Okay, so the high of today meaning the signal day. The high of the signal day is 51 cent. So the entry price, we have to put it at 51.5. Okay, why 51.5 cent is because if the price can trade up to 51.5 cent, that means the buyers are continuing to buy, right? So today we have a signal. If tomorrow it can goes to 51.5 cent, means the buying continues. Yeah, so we want to trade with the market momentum. Okay, so stop loss, we can set it anywhere below the 50 MA. So this is the 50 MA, so we want to set it beneath it. Yeah, so that if the price, after you take the trade, say it hit 515, say a few days later, a few weeks later, it couldn't move further, it starts to come down, yeah, you will break the 50 MA. Yeah, and if it goes lower, yeah, so that will be more of a confirmation for a cut loss. All right, so that could be your trade if is able to hit 51.5 cents from tomorrow onwards. Okay, so there's Bumitama. Okay, another one that we had been looking at as well recently is CNMC Gold Mine. All right, so previously there was a signal. So the first signal came about, right? You refer back to the past video, right? There's one signal that is on 18th of August. Isn't it? Yeah. So at that time, if you look back, the entry price would have been around 35.5 cents. Yeah, because the high of the day with the green is 35 cents. Right, the high is 35. Highest price hit is 35 cents. Entry price is one bit above, so that's where it's 35.5 cents. Okay, the thing about this stock is that there's no trade to be taken. Why? Because notice the subsequent day, it didn't come to 35.5 cents. So there's no trade, isn't it? Yeah, so doesn't mean there's a MACD signal, we take the trade. Like I said, we want the price to come up to the entry price, because that will suggest that the market is continuing to buy this stock. Yeah, so we are trading with the market, trading in momentum, with the same momentum as the market. Yeah, so subsequently it did not, so it starts to fall again. Yeah, so bear in mind, just let me go quickly back to Bumitama. So Bumitama, the same thing could happen. So the next day, in the event that the price do not go to 51.5 cents, right, it could hang around. So do not take the trade if it does not hit 51.5 cents. Okay, that's our market's confirmation. All right, so going back, CNMC gold mine. So what happens is it didn't hit 35.5 cents, right? It didn't hit the entry price. The price starts to fade, but we are still in support, isn't it? We're still between the 20 and 50 MA support. So, and if you look down, right, MACD. So there are several red already. We need at least 4 red, and we need a green. Yeah, so it'll be the same as the previous signal. Just that the previous signal there wasn't any market's confirmation. Now the market has given another signal at a lower price. All right. So if I were to erase the previous one, okay. So now there's a new signal, isn't it? All right. So the high is 31 cents. So which means the new entry price will be 31.5 cents. Okay. So I repeat, the signal day today. This day is a signal day. Last week, right? The signal day is the high is 31 cents. So the entry to take the trade will be if it trades to 31.5 cents. Okay, so in fact, if you look at this, right, the next day, okay, so in fact yesterday, it hit the 31.5 cents. So for those who wanted to take the trade would have been in yesterday, right, and this is today. Yeah, so it hasn't make much headway yet. So which means those who have not taken the trade, it gives you the second chance to look for this trade. Yeah, to try and take this trade. Okay, so the stop loss, we could set it anywhere below the 50 MA. So if you take the trade at 31.5 cents, you could be looking at, say, 26 cents as your cut loss. Okay, so that is the trade. So 31.5 cents is the entry. For those who are in, watch for your stop loss. For those who are not in, you have another chance to go in if you like to. All right, so that's CNMC. Okay, next is CSE Global. All right, so previously there was a strong rally, then it starts to pull back, right? It trailed off and it came to the support. So, yeah, so it came to this support. Okay, so this is last week. So the entry price, so the high is 51.5 cents. So your entry price, you could be looking at 52 cents, isn't it? All right, look at 52 cents. Of course, your stop loss, please set it below, say 45 cents. Okay, now, after the signal appear, right, the entry price was not triggered. Okay, so no trade. Okay, so which means anytime if the price were to be able to come back up to 52 cents, right, it will be an opportunity to take this trade. All right, so CSE Global has been testing the support. It already has the signal. Yeah, it already has this signal. We're waiting for 52 cents. All right, so that is another trade to look out for. Okay, recall we talked about Mapletree. Okay, so look at Mapletree. Previously, yeah, there were multiple signals. If you look at the 4 red, 1 green, MACD, right, MACD. Yeah, this one we talked about as well in the last month's Traders Club video. Okay, take a look here. So this is the one that we discussed quite a few times right over the past several weeks. Right, so there was this signal here. Right, the high is 316. So we're looking at basically 317 as the entry price, isn't it? Okay, but as we can see, right, it did not hit the 317 entry price at all. So no trade. Yeah, so when there's no trade, then the price starts to taper off, but it is still well within the 20 and 50 MA support. Yeah, between the 20 and 50 MA. Okay, so as such, right, and with so many reds forming, you could be looking out for the green. Yeah, which it happened. In fact, it was yesterday. Okay, so yesterday the first green appeared, right? So which means your entry price will have to be, so the high is 306. You'd have to be looking at 307. So there must be a price that last done 307. Right? That will be the confirmation. So today, in fact, it tried, okay, but it didn't hit the entry price. Okay, so you can see it has been testing the 50 MA support multiple times since last week. Okay, but in any case, yeah, support is holding. Just wait for 307 as your entry price. Okay, so this is Mapletree Industrial. Okay, next, Sheng Siong. All right, so Sheng Siong, right, we were talking about waiting for the signal, right, because it has come down to test the support, but MACD, there's no green yet. Yeah, so the green only came yesterday. Makes sense? So the high is 175. So you're basically looking at least 176 as a confirmation. Stop loss, you can set it below your 50 MA. Okay. So today, in fact, at the highest point, it did touch 176. So if anybody had been following this, you could be in already at 176. All right. So, and also for those who miss it, you have a second chance to go in, because after hitting 176, it had not really shot up yet. Okay, so you can look at Sheng Siong trading at historical high. Yeah, so it's a strong bullish stock until proven otherwise. Okay, one more is UG Healthcare. Right, so this stock, I think, has caught several people's many attention, right, because of the strong rally. So now, so previously there was some signal over here, but as it pulls back, right, so this is the one that we were discussing as well, waiting for any green. So subsequently, as you can see, there is no green, and in fact the price starts to fall. Okay, but it's well within the 20 and 50 MA. Still no MACD green. All right. Okay, until this day, right? Yesterday, in fact. Right. So yesterday there was a green. So the high is $2.42. So which means your entry price, right, will be 243. Okay, so the high, let me just extend this so you can see. So the high is 242, right? So you're looking for at least 243 to pull the trigger. Okay, so your stop loss, you can set it below your 50 MA. Okay, so in fact, today it tried, right? When the market opens, it tried, but it couldn't go higher to 243. So there's no trade yet. So for those who are not aware of this, now you can see there's opportunity for UG Healthcare if it's able to go to 243. Okay. Again, if it doesn't hit 243, right, do not take the trade, because that may mean that the market there's no momentum, right, for this stock anymore. Okay, so only if it is able to go back up to 243, then you can take that risk. All right. Yeah. So these are the few stocks that have the trading signal presented. Yeah. So just have to wait for the entry price to pull the trigger. Now, as always, after you've taken the trade, there's always a chance of a failure. Yeah, so there could be a chance of a failed trade. That's why your stop loss is important. Okay, so yeah, so watch for this trading signal. If any questions, just put it into the comments. If not, give this video a like and share it with your friends. Okay, and then we'll see you again next week. Okay, have a good trading week.